for some Division 1 women's basketball. We have Reading Rocket. Welcome to the Rivermead Leisure Centre. We have Division 1 women's basketball coming up. We have the Reading Rockets playing in black, sitting in 5th place in the league, 7-4 record, taking on the Bristol Academy Flyers, 6-7, 6th place. So 5th takes on 6th. Reading, with a few games in hand, it must be said, looking to catch up on the Thames Valley Cavaliers, sitting in 4th, while Bristol look to catch Reading. A win here would put them on equal on points, so there's a lot to play for. Just over 1 minute away from tip-off. As you can see, the Reading lineup today, featuring Gabriela Sanchez, Lucia Serrano, Jenny Dorsey-Savage, Jessica Isabel Ford, Celia Buza, Candela Hanida Nunez, Mia Thompson, Carmen Segura Moreno, Cito Guinness Espinoza, and Annabelle Latour. Bristol's lineup today: Ayana Ned, Flo Ward, Ori Amadi, Layla Jepson, May Zelbetti, Hannah Wallace, Fiona Fox, Eugenie Silva, Arlette Palmquist, and Erin Hunter. Bristol playing in red today, Reading in black. Might take some eyes adjusting, as obviously both teams' colours are essentially black and red, so make sure you're watching the right team. Getting ready for tip-off here at Rivermead. Reading taking the court, Bristol still in there. Getting some last wisdom from the coach. Slight delay in the tip-off, not sure why. Looks like we're ready. Reading win the tip. Unsuccessful layup, great rebound. Gabriela Sanchez. Bristol now pushing in transition. Flo Ward there with the fast break layup. Reading really pushing the pace here. Right back at them, slowing it down. Resetting. Let's see what they go to here. Good defense from Bristol. Layla Jepson with that. Inside out play from Bristol. Layla Jepson misses the three. Reading looked at a fast break there, turn it down. Sanchez now setting the play. There's Lucia Serrano. Great post move from Annabelle Latour. Unsuccessful. Tough play inside. Tota Espinoza hits the floor, but she's all right. Play from Reading, nice back screen. Sanchez, second offensive rebound she's got today already. She's the shortest player on the court. Great heart shown there. Flo Ward brings the ball up for Bristol. Comes off. Good set of double screens there from the Flyers. Pressure defence from Reading. Bristol forced to shoot from the outside, get the offensive rebound, and they reset. High pick and roll, good read. Erin Hunter misses the jumper. Reading coming back now, looking for the fast break. Great pass. Tota finishes that. Flo Ward breaking down the defence. Misses the layup. That's going to be a Reading ball. Full court defence from the Flyers. Reading took a while to realise that. Give Sanchez any help. Nice dribble from Sanchez. Finds Luque inside. Travel called, no basket. Reading return the favour of the full court press. Get the steal. And one for Lucia Serrano. Have to think Reading might go back to that after that successful full court press. Makes the free throw, that's 5-2 for Reading. Hand-off play for the Flyers. Flo Ward asks for some space, they swing the ball. High pick and roll. Open jumper, turns it down, drives inside. Finds the open jump shot. It's good, 5 plays 4. Layla Jepson with that jumper. Wing cuts for Reading. Picking away to the weak side. Tough drive inside. Tota can't finish. Tough defense from Bristol. Serrano with the steal. So Tota finishes that one. Tota Espinosa's had a few good fast break baskets already today. Staggered screen play from Bristol we've seen a few times now. Great ball movement from Bristol. Finds the open jumper again. Same position, same result. Layla Jepson nails that one again. Luque inside. Goes to work. Grabs the offensive board. Foul called on Espinosa. Maybe a good foul. Looked like Bristol had an open fast break there. Took one for the team. And Hunter getting the play started for Bristol. Cutter inside. Wonder if that was an isolation play. Everyone was quite stationary otherwise. Seven plays 6, almost halfway through the first quarter. Ward goes behind the back, draws the foul. Great ball handling from Ward. Bristol to inbound from the sideline. Ward crosses over. This is the jumper. Bristol get the offensive rebound. Reading come up with it. Hands off to Espinoza, misses the layup. Number 11, Moreno, might think she would have finished that herself if she had that again. Full court press from Reading again. Bristol almost forced into a half court violation, not quite. Ward misses the jumper. Serrano comes up with it. That's Moreno, Espinoza at the top. Over to Nunez, goes up with the right hand, no luck. Foul called on Fiona Fox. Reading to inbound on the baseline. Latour inside, nice post move. Nice soft hands around the basket. Ward calling a play for Bristol. Finds Mardi. Finds Fox underneath. Eventful game for Fox so far, just come in. Foul and now fouled. Going to be shooting too. Misses the first. Second one too, Latour with the rebound. Gets Reading off and running. Espinoza with the fast break. Charge called. Miser Betty from the Flyers taking that charge. Great work for the team. Sanchez checking back in for Reading. Espinoza takes a rest. Reading forcing Bristol to work to inbound that ball. High pressure defense. High pick for Bristol. Nice roll. Finish inside. Great pick and roll there from the Flyers. That's Arlette Palmquist with the finish. Waiting to see what that call was. Called out of bounds. Reading stay there. Wasn't sure if they were going to call a foul there. Moreno with a tough drive. Sanchez to inbound. Intercepted by Bristol, who are now off and running. Ward sees the opportunity, slows it down. Can't finish inside. Mardy to inbound for Bristol. Finds Palmquist inside. Can't finish over Latore. Sanchez, handoff from Moreno. Finds Serrano. Back to Moreno. Serrano can't finish that one. Out of bounds for Bristol ball. Nine plays 8 in Reading's favour. It's been a close game the whole duration of this quarter so far. Neither team able to pull away. Reading doing a good job pressuring Bristol. Jump ball force there. Great work from Moreno in particular on that one. Possession arrow means it's Reading basketball. Looking to Latore inside, back out. Reading swinging the ball. Nice ball movement. Open jumper. It's Moreno nailing that one. 12 plays 8. Reading going back to that full court. Great job from Amadi. Drives the whole way down. Stops at the 3-point line. Finds Ward. Go to a left. Great ball movement from Bristol now. Jumper no good. Great effort from Amadi on that rebound. Shot clock goes. That's going to be Reading basketball. Sanchez for Reading. Gets it back. High pick and roll this time. Nunez no good. Bristol look to fast break. Gets intercepted by Sanchez. Reading swinging. Foul called. Just as she was trying to hand off. I believe that's on Ward. Good defense from Bristol. Reading struggled to get that one inbounds. 1.5 minutes left. Reading turned down the open jumper. Stuck inside. And shot clock goes off. Reading keeping up this full court press. Nothing easy for Bristol. Staggered screens for Bristol. Intercepted by Latore. Sanchez off and running. Crosses over. Nice crossover to get back there. Nice ball movement for the open jump shot, no good. Palmquist with the rebound, draws the foul from Latore. Team fouls means Palmquist is going to the line to shoot 2. Bounces around but misses the first one. 12 plays 8 for Reading. Second one, no good. Interesting to see what Reading do here. Shot clock, not as long as the time left, but whether they try and use the duration of it. Foul called on that jumper. Foul on Hannah Wallace. Mia Thompson goes to the line, shoot 2. So if she can put some distance between the teams at the end of this first. Nails that first one. Second one, no good. Bristol, 30 seconds to play. Amadi drives inside, tough bucket inside. She's worked hard this first quarter. Just coming up to 10 seconds now for Reading. Final play of the quarter, most likely. Sanchez takes the jumper, no good. Rebound from Jessica Ford. Reading called for the foul though, so Bristol walking it back to shoot 2. Potentially could make this a 1-point game. This is the first one. That was the second one, 2-point ball game. Reading going to have to throw something up here. No good. So 13 plays 11 at the end of this first quarter. Some interesting styles of play in that first quarter. Both teams really looked to push the pace at the start. Both teams showed full court press at different stages. Reading kept it up the whole quarter. Bristol showed it at the start, didn't quite keep it up like Reading did. But proved successful for Reading. They stole the ball a few times. Espinoza in particular got a few fast break buckets there. I think we're in for a good game today. Both teams looking like they're in good form. Hello to anyone just joining the stream. 13 for Reading, 11 for Bristol, just at the end of this first quarter. As I mentioned before the game, it's 5th place, 6th in the league, so really closely matched teams today. No surprise at the close scoreline. Both teams went quite deep into their benches, some good rotation from the coaches in that first quarter. Let's see if we see that play out through the game or if they narrow the rotation. Reading do look like they maybe have an advantage inside with Latoure. She's got good size, and see when she reaches up, she can really prevent shots inside. Saw Palmquist struggle to shoot a couple over her. Bristol have looked like they're going to execute their offense very well. They've had that staggered play with staggered screens that they use quite regularly. It's got them a load of open drives to the basket. They found their teammates well, moved the ball well. Flo Ward's looked impressive. Good ball handling from her, getting around the defense easily. Mardy takes a rest, I see. She put a lot of effort into that first quarter, played really well for Bristol. Jeannie Silver entering the game for Bristol. See if she can make a mark inside. Bristol inbounding. It's that play I talked about with the staggered screens. Offers 2 roll options, I really like that. High pick and roll. Finds the open teammate. Lovely ball movement, lovely jump shot. Fiona Fox with that jumper. Sanchez tells her teammates to clear out. High pick and roll. Good defence from Bristol. Open jumper for Reading, but no good. Bristol looking to push the pace. It's Ward. Nice hesitation dribble to the left and a finish. Really casual finish there, I like that. Sanchez forces the defence to collapse, draws it back out. Tough finish from Nunes there. Looked like could have been bumped as well on that. Bristol bypass that full court press now. We have some words from the coach after that first quarter. Fox hands off to Hannah Wallace. Crosses over, crosses back. Goes to the bucket, no good. Sanchez, middle of the floor, hard to stop. Latour inside, no good. Good defense from Silva. That's what I was talking about, whether she'd add some presence in there. Ward comes off, really strong going to her left. Gets fouled, draws a foul. Going to be shooting too. Bristol take the lead, 16-15. First time in the game, I believe. No good for Ward. Ayana Ned coming in for Bristol. Sanchez drives middle, foul called. That might have been on Ward, second foul of the game. Moreno to inbound for Reading. Bristol up by 2 now. Reading have led the whole game up until this point. Ned drives out of that tough trap. Finds Hannah Wallace for the bucket. Good contributions from both of them. Serrano hands off to Moreno. Gets it back, drives middle. Comes back to the right hand, no good. Silva with the rebound again. Referee timeout just for Laces. Spinoza coming back into the game for Reading. Had a good first quarter. There for Bristol, hands off to Ward. Crossover, over to that left side again. Finishes and one. That's what I was talking about earlier, really strong to that left hand. Reading are going to have to overplay the left on that, I think. Really good hesitation dribble again. Timeout called. Bristol has started to pull away a little bit, 22-15. Reading led through the duration of the first quarter. Bristol came in, it looked like the coach had said something about the press. They were beating it a lot easier in this second quarter. Also managing to find space for Ward in particular. A couple of nice drives there. Bristol's bench came in and really had some nice contributions there from Ned in particular, Ayana Ned. Reading, you have to wonder what the coach is saying now. Led through the whole first quarter. How do they pick this up again? How do they find points? It looks like the points dried up in the second quarter. Just a few minutes in, they went from 2 points up, down 7 now. Seems like the full court press wasn't working quite as well anymore. I think Bristol also started to put a little bit more pressure on the ball handlers. Sanchez was having to do a lot more work to get the ball down the floor in the start of this second quarter. Ward at the line. Nails a free throw. 8-point ball game. Good defense from Ward. Another Reading ball. Reading go long instead of fighting the press. Find Latour inside. No good. Gets their own rebound. Puts it in and one. Really is a force inside. She's got long arms. When she gets that position, hard to get her out of there. To bring this back to a 5-point game potentially. Nails it. Good defense from Serrano. Finds Moreno. Fast break basket for Reading. 3-point ball game. Bristol looked like they hesitated. The coach was asking for something in particular, maybe a particular play. Didn't seem like the players were quite ready for it. Led to the steal. Well, and Ned coming in. No good. Reading sharing the ball handling duties with Sanchez off the floor. Spinoza driving. Has Latour inside. Back out. Drives to the middle. Nunez with the drive. Finds the space. Finishes with the backboard. This is interesting. Bristol really slowing the game down here. We didn't see this in the first quarter. Betty struggling to finish there. Timeout called. Bristol up 23-22. Lot has happened in this first 5 minutes of the second quarter. Bristol came out on a huge run. Ward in particular was the fuel behind that, driving left, beating the defense every single time. Finished, found her teammates well. Reading did a really good job. I think it's a really strong show of mental toughness when you face a run like that and you're able to turn it around. That's what we saw from Reading. Brought it back to a 1-point game. Nothing much between the teams still at this point in the game. just as we came into this timeout, Bristol had a few possessions where they really slowed it down. That was the first time we'd seen that change of pace in the game. It'd been quite fast and furious the whole first quarter, and also that run Bristol went on. So it's an interesting change in the game dynamic if they're going to try and slow it down a bit. Bristol coming back onto the court. Like we saw, Reading sharing ball handling. Bristol only pressing with Ned. Spinoza, tough crossover, draws the foul. Hand off to Serrano. Spinoza shoots the three, no good. Torre up there, big rebound. Fights it up, soft touch inside. Played really tough this first half so far. Spinoza with the steal, good defense. Doesn't finish, gets her own rebound, draws the foul from Palmquist. Reading take back the lead in what's been a real back and forth game. Spinoza makes a free throw. The second one, 2 for 2. Picks up Ward. Ward looks long. Coach was calling for that one. Realised Reading was overplaying that in the full court. Still can't finish inside. Good rebound from Palmquist. Draws. Oh, I thought she'd draw the foul. No, travel called. Reading up 3. Ball movement, Serrano now. Shoots 3, no good. Espinoza, she is everywhere. Gets the rebound. Referee's blown. Waiting to see what he's called. Looks like the player is either wearing something they can't wear or is bleeding maybe. Had to come out of the game, so substitution called. Not sure exactly what happened there. Reading swinging the ball. Shot clock goes off. Great defense from Bristol. Reading unable to find a good look. Going back to the full court press. Break it well this time, Bristol. Ward, that left crossover we've seen a few times already. Spinoza with the rebound, pushing the pace now. Draws the foul. One's on Zilbetti. Espinosa nails that one. And the second one, nothing but net, up 5 for Reading now. Bristol go long. Marty back into the game. Ward, hands off to Hannah Wallace. Swings the ball. Shot clock running out, Bristol forced to heave there. Espinosa crossing over in the full court. Espinosa took one in the face, I believe, there, holding her face. She comes off that one.
Timeout, Bristol Flyers.
Referee timeout called, I believe. So Espinosa's okay after that one. Drew contact to the face. Referee's talking about that one, I believe. Reading have done a really good job here coming out of that timeout last time, where they had endured a big run from Bristol, managed to turn it around again. Went back to close to the starting 5. Less ball handling on the floor without Sanchez, but they went with a bigger lineup. Seemed to work well for them. Latoya had a good section of play there, really forcing her way inside. Soft hands around the basket, able to finish from the left-hand side with her right a few times there. Bristol, I think the coach might be slightly unhappy with how they've struggled with the press there. They came out into this quarter and it looked like they were beating it every time suddenly. They were forcing the pass overhead. Struggled a little bit as the quarter went on. Now just 3.5 minutes left. It's been the biggest factor in the game is that full court press and the pressure that's put on Bristol. Espinosa at the line. Looks all right after that hard foul. Free throw exhibition being put on here by Espinosa. And another one. If you're a young player, look how important free throws are. Able to put up 6 points in a short duration there just by making free throws. Bristol get the game started. Full court press from Reading. Good help there. Bristol keep it, but deflected by Serrano, I believe. Ward gets us started again. Misplaces the pass. Two players look confused at each other. Misunderstandings happen. Sometimes it's a set play gone wrong, expecting a teammate to be where they're not. Sanchez back into the game for Reading. Finds Serrano. High pick and roll off that drive. Nice offense here. Can't find it. Mia Thompson nails the jump shot. Good find from Serrano there. Bristol. Good pressure from Serrano there. And Wallace to inbound. Ward finds Alberti, no good. Rebound from Moreno. Goes all the way. Euro step, no good. Really nice play up until the finish. Ward, beautiful pass there. Silbetti, no good. Sanchez, so good in the open floor. Reading keep possession. So hard to stop. She's driving like that to the middle. No. Goes to the left, no good. Gets her own rebound. Back out, Serrano swings it. Sanchez to the high pick. Good defense from Bristol there. Great coverage. Serrano no good. Latore another offensive rebound. No, finds Sanchez, launches the three, no good. Ward bring us back for Bristol, just under 2 minutes left. Great pass. No good from Amadi. Can't finish. Struggles inside. Foul called. Great effort from Amadi there. Really nice pass from Silbetti to find her in the first place. Really good vision off her cut. Slight delay in game. Amadi shooting two. No good. 10-point ball game. Second no good. Serrano pushing the pace for Reading. Crosses Amadi over. Back for Mia Thompson, no good. Fast and furious finish to this first half. Ward called for the carry violation. Coach doesn't like the call. Rarely see that call, to be honest, unless it's really obvious. Not sure that one was. Reading, 1 minute 20 left. Latore inside. Physical play. Foul called. Just seeing whether the basket counts. Yeah, basket good. Really good footwork from Latore there. Able to take the contact, step through it, and get an easy basket. After questioning that carry violation, Bristol's coach also not sure about that foul. Arguing that the foul was before the shot attempt. Very no good. Just over a minute left. Bristol will want to get closer to Reading, having been a close game for most of the first half. Even had the lead for a few minutes there. Ward found Zilbetti in the corner. Sorry, Jepson, my bad. Had been Zilbetti a few possessions prior to that. Layla Jepson at the line now for Bristol. First one no good. Second one, nice form on her free throw. Less than a minute left in this first half. Mia Thompson looking inside to Latore. That one gets away from her. Bristol coming back. Nice finish from Hannah Wallace, underhand. Serrano for Reading. Look inside for Latore. Spins back to her right. Fade away. Draws the contact. No, travel called. Not sure about that one. May have been a make-up call for the possession that was questioned before. Latore takes a break. Comes out of the ball game. Jessica Ford takes her place. Ward. Nice drive. Lovely jump shot. Finishes first half. 35 for Reading, 28 for Bristol. The importance of those final plays can't be understated. Bristol went down a little bit at the end of that first half. They'd had the lead for maybe 2-3 minutes before Reading really came back into this game. But I was mentioning that last play, and that could be a momentum shifter. Momentum is really important in the sport of basketball, and Bristol will be going in on a little bit of a high after that drive. Reading defence falling, Ward able to make that runner in the lane. Reading will be proud of that first half, able to rally, having gone down a few points, having led the first half. The full court press is working really well for Reading. A few standout performers. Espinosa in particular, fantastic athlete, been running the floor, crossing over in the half court, finishing on the transition. Latore inside, real force. And I think Serrano, Moreno and Sanchez also in the backcourt. Really good job breaking down the defense, finding each other for open jump shots. So 35 plays for Reading, 28 for Bristol. I'll join you shortly before the second half gets started. Welcome back to the Rivermead Leisure Centre. We have the Reading Rockets women's team, 35, taking on the Bristol Flyers with 28. Back and forth first half. Reading really came out strong. Full court press was doing a lot of good things for them. Bristol came back into the game, actually took the lead for 2 or 3 minutes before Reading called a timeout and came back strong. A few strong performances in particular. We had Espinoza running in transition really strong. She also went 6 for 6 from the free throw line, which, as I mentioned, for any young players out there, make note of that. Work on your free throws because it can pay dividends down the stretch. Bristol stand-up performer was probably Flo Ward. She had 10 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Really impressive ball handling from her, particularly hesitation dribble to her left. Seemed a real difficult thing for Reading to stop. I'm now joined by Matt Johnson for the second half. Hello, Matt.
Hello, Nick.
What did you make of that first half?
Honestly, really interesting. I thought Flo's doing a great job for Bristol, isn't she? She's like the glue for this group, I think, and with her experience of BBL and GB as well. I was fortunate enough to work with her as a GB under 20 many moons ago. Well, not that many for her actually, but feels like a lot. And she's just got a knockdown jumper, and she's tough going to the left, and she can draw attention from others and make a pass. So it's really good to see. I thought Rockets did really well, changed their defence from down 8 to up 12 in that 9-minute stretch. So it'd be really interesting to see what the coaches have done now, Nick, and see how we get on in the second half.
Reading getting us started. Sanchez handling the ball for Reading. Moreno inside, no good.
Yeah, Candela, number 9, is the team captain as well, is tough. She's done a really good job this year. She's from last year's performance. She's at Bucks New University and captain of that team as well. Real leader, and has done a tremendous job this year. She had a tough year last year with injuries, and it's great to see her back. And she's so creative. It's really lovely to see.
Amadi for Bristol.
Wow.
Tough play.
Wow.
A lot of contact on there. Sanchez looks at the referee.
Contact. Little Gabby, 5 foot and change. Wow. And 1. Lucia there, Nick, just got Player of the Week, NBL Player of the Week last week. So struggled a bit in the first half. Been to the States as well, been out there for 4 years, graduated, come back doing a Masters. Very quick. Really able to get defences on their back foot. Hasn't shot the ball as well as she'd like to this year, but still working on that. And as I say that, I hope she'll knock that one in, which of course she won't.
Commentator's curse,
yeah.
Of course.
Sorry, Lucia.
High pick and roll for Bristol.
Yeah.
Staggered screens.
Hunter in, blocked.
Good defence.
Oh, turnover straight away. That's just frustrating for the coach, isn't it? Do a great job. Good outlet pass. And I think, Nick, this is what Bristol are going to struggle with. This is a very young Rockets team out here. You've got 3 under-18s and 1 21-year-old and 1 23-year-old. So they're young and they're ready to run. So it's tough, especially after aggressive defence and hands everywhere.
That did strike me in the first half. The conditioning of these ladies is impressive. They played a full court press the whole half, pretty much, or at least some of that full court pressure, and haven't got the deepest rotation. Everyone played some minutes, but some of these girls have played heavy minutes in that first half. Don't seem to show the effects of it.
Yeah, I mean, Luca's going 8 deep. Significant injuries as well across this women's roster, and a number of girls just coming back or mild surgery. Daisy Thompson out, Heather Maxwell's out at the moment, Gaia is out, or all either just getting sorted out or rehabbing or coming back in. So it's shortened their rotation a bit. But I believe that, you know, what I like about the way they are is that this is our DNA. This is the way they're going to play, and this is how we enjoy playing, and it's great to see. You've got young Mia Thompson coming in there at first year at JMA and coming in and doing the same thing. So there's a real nice way to the way that we play this game, and it's good to see. Good hands, good defense.
Reading inbound.
Yeah. Oh.
No call on the rebound. Looked like there might have been a foul there.
Yeah. And this is Aurier Amadi, number 6, Nick, ex-Henley College graduate. And Notts Uni. I'm sure Notts or not Nottingham and Trent. Pretty sure it's Notts. Foul called. Leader Jepson. Just wait for the scorer to see that one. That is her second. I think Jepson played really well, Nick, in the first half. She looks like she's nursing a bit of a thumb injury there.
Reading looked to go long to beat the press. Intercepted.
Yeah, and that will be frustrating. That's when you're a team that's pressing, you don't like to lose the ball against a press. Interesting, though. Interesting. Good to see Bristol change what they're doing. Coach Vega doing a really nice job with this group, coaching really well, running some really good stuff, getting a lot out of this group, finding open shots.
First half, I was actually talking about this play they ran this time with the staggered screens,
yeah,
where they get 2 roll opportunities. It's a really nice play.
Yeah.
Reading looking inside, intercepted.
Turnover. Yeah, turnover by Gabby. And
what you like to see, though, you can see how determined she was to make up for that.
Yeah,
and there she goes, steals the ball.
Yeah, and Gabby will be doing that for Franklin Pierce for the next 4 years in D2 in the States. Coach Swayze's going to be enjoying having Gabby there. Like, turned it over, immediately got back into it, got on the best perimeter player, made herself useful, got her hands, and it broke the play up. Yeah, switches out to her again. Another great matchup, this one. Attacks the ball, makes her give it up, and there's a tough shot from Bristol. All from the defence there, Nick. And Candela to Lucia, swings it through to Gabby. Cito on the wing, high ball screen. Nice pass. Really, really, really nice. Beautiful pass by Candela. Senior veteran at 23, I think.
I notice there's a good attitude on this Reading team in terms of sharing the ball. They never look to shoot anything too early if it's not the right shot.
Yeah, yeah. I think that was probably the play that you were talking about, Nick, where they're double stagger. Well defended that time. And
lovely look inside. Exactly what we were talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Right on the time there, Nick. Ball gets kicked ahead after good defence as well. 2 or 3 really good possessions by the Rockets, and then ending up in a couple of really nice open jump shot for Gabby, and then finding Annabelle wide open underneath. Interesting time now for Bristol. Great timeout, I think, for Coach Vega. Let's see what he can come up with, because this is a little bit of a rocky time for them now. They've gone from 8 to 14 in 5 minutes, 4.5 minutes. So he's probably going to need to do something different. What would you expect, Nick, to see from out of this timeout? Something different, maybe?
Yeah, I wonder if he's going to talk about the thing that made the biggest difference for me in the first half was the full court pressure from Reading. And when Bristol briefly took the lead there, they did a much better job of breaking that pressure. I think when Bristol are under pressure bringing the ball up, they seem to then, it affects their whole offense.
Yeah.
When they get the ball up easily, whether it's just having more time or they feel more in their rhythm, I'm not sure, but seems to really allow them to execute better.
Yeah, and it'd be good to see now as you can zoom in and see Coach Luca, and you'll see exactly what he's doing. Luca is the head coach at the academy as well, and the majority of this team are under 18. And this experience of Division 1 has been absolutely fantastic, playing against senior women, and actually producing more than what we perhaps expected at the beginning of the season. So it says a lot that, that youth and experience, and not to underestimate what the possibilities are. If you're good enough, you're old enough type thing.
Yep.
So let's see what they come out with now. Reading just sort of token press, ball screen, try to get the point guard a bit of freedom. Trying to give Miser Betty, number 9, time. Go inside to Arlette. Nice inside move. She was just looking at the half-time stats as well, Nick. Tough pass. Look at the half-time stats and tough. Bristol 4 for 13 from the free throw line, and Rockets had only missed 2, I think 9 of 11. So little things can just keep you in the rhythm of the game and keep you connected to it. So let's just watch this next 5 minutes. It's a really important time because this game could get away, especially if Sito's making those corner threes, and that's really good to see.
Nice form on her jump shot.
Yeah, and she hasn't shot it as well, actually, as she can do. She's a terrific athlete, really aggressive, competitive defender, and great, like, coming into the academy. And it's been great to have types of athletes that are playing like that and able to push the ball and shoot the ball when you're open and post moves and finishing. It's good to see. And Sito's from Zaragoza and has been really well coached and really well managed and is doing very well here now. Good student, lots of colleges looking at her as well, so bright future.
Latore impressed me in the first half with her ability to finish with 2 hands. It's something you see rarely these days.
Yeah.
The sort of old school post play, even the simple stuff like finishing right hand, left hand.
Yeah, there's the free throw line again, isn't it? And tough one there for Mai. Just rolled that one out. That's the second one. Big rebound by Sito. Foul called. Yeah, I mean, let's get back into that, Nick. Annabelle finishing left and right-handed. It made me smile because in the first 6 weeks that Annabelle was in England, she really struggled to score. In fact, she went scoreless in her first few WABL games. And Coach Luca spent hours and hours each week working on, hands with finishing and stuff like that. She's now got WABL Player of the Year, Player of the Month a few times. And then you're going to see they're now comfortable throwing it into her, of course, as she turns it over. Yep. But I think you're right, what you've seen. Good defense yet again.
The other thing I noticed about her was how good her footwork is in the post. A couple of times when they were doubling her, she was able to just step through the double team and score anyway.
Yeah, and I think it's really good to see the coach is actually having her. Annabelle's about 6'1". She's really strong and she's really competitive. And she's 18 playing in senior Division 1 women. And a year ago, Nick was, to be fair, was struggling a little bit to find her way. So not anymore. She looks really composed and she's doing a good job and has got plenty of nice move.
Good defense.
Good block, Sito. And then Annabelle now has, a number of colleges looking at her to give her scholarships, and it's testament to her hard work, and she's got herself in better condition as well than she was. So, yep, really good to see that. That handoff's working really well for Bristol.
.16 game now for Reading. Key inside. Flo Ward come up with the steal.
Yeah, look at Gabby. Look at that. Look at that for a chase. Look at that.
Great defense. Great effort.
And if there's young players watching, Gabby has missed every shot she took in the first half, and then comes out of the game, composes herself, comes back in and defends. And, it's so important to get your head right. And for her, young athlete, she'll be in the States, not too many months' time, and the games will get harder. They don't get easier as you get older.
Thing I noticed right at the start of the game is she actually started the game with 2 offensive rebounds, which for the shortest player on the court is always a show of heart and toughness.
Yeah, absolutely. And Flo Ward just clarifying that call there. Slightly frustrated. And that is Arlette's 3rd foul. And coach technical. I didn't see what that was, but we're now up to 20 people now, Nick, listening to your words of wisdom.
They have been described as other things in the past, but I'll take that one.
That's just your wife. Carmen knocks that one in. And I'll give, whilst the game's a little quieter, 3.5 minutes to go, there's a little shout out. Corner 3 that just missed. Coach was going crazy. That's the last. She hit the last one there. And I think that what you're seeing there, the intention to defend is so important. The intention to defend, not necessarily the outcome, but the intention. You know, watching Gabby and Sito chase that down, and Carmen, number 11 there. It's really great to see that with these young athletes. Zone now from Bristol next, so 2-3. Let's see.
I'm interested to see what Eugenie Silva brings to the game. She looked good in the few minutes she had in the first half.
Yeah. There's Gabby, and without this being, you know, the praise Gabby moment, but from a 0 for 6, I think, in the first half, and just come back, cleared ahead, knocked 2 in, knocked the 3 down, and now good to see.
I think that can be a difficult mindset for young players sometimes, is accepting that past outcomes do not necessarily influence future outcomes. If you're 0 of whatever in the first half, it doesn't mean the next shot isn't going in.
Great point. Nice finish by Hannah Wallace there. So Rockets doing a good job against this 2-3 zone there. It'll be interesting now, because if Rockets can find either knock down a couple more threes, it's going to be a different game for Bristol in the fourth. If Bristol can keep scoring now, they've just... And as we say that, tough shot comes out there for Hannah. Oh, sorry, for Mai. Let's see again now. Rockets have had 2 wide open shots against this, but nothing really inside until that. What a finish. And there's the timeout.
Really strong finish there. It's sometimes when the player has to look up, they're not quite sure exactly where they are, but able to finish anyway.
Yeah, and I think you've got the shooting guard with a cut under the rim, catches it, being able to finish over her head. Great skill as well. Great skill, takes hours and hours to get that, make that look as easy as it does. Good pass inside as well. I think this is where the timeout has to come, because now Bristol have gone zone. They, you know, Reading haven't turned it over. They've had the Rockets rather had 2, 3, 4 good looks. They've missed a couple of open threes, but then they've now knocked in 3 out of the last 5 possessions they've scored on. So now it's another challenge for Bristol now, with under 2 minutes to go. They need to do something different, and it'd be really interesting to see in both these timeouts, we had to listen in and see what the coaches are actually doing, how they're preparing, and almost more importantly, what is the Rockets coach, what's Luca going to do now? You know, they've gone zone, so maybe looks like he's bringing Mia Thompson in, who's known for really good perimeter shooting, product of Richmond, and from the Knights as well. So, in fact, a year ago, under 16, she had 6 threes in the semi-final, and now, you know, 16, 17 years old, is in Division 1, and the expectations are still there for her. So it's a really interesting time to come out of this timeout now and just see what the last 2 minutes holds. Div 1 men there, Nick, in the background with Boom Bailey. There's Nick into the music. Liam. Hopefully we'll see Matthias there, and maybe even Powell. Everyone on the floor healthy. Solent Kestrels, the mighty Kestrels at the moment as well. They're flying high. Oh dear, I didn't mean that pun, but they're doing really well. So tough game for us. Mia just ran into Flo. It's the 4th team foul. So interesting. Gabby, number 4, defending Flo Ward, who had 10 in the first quarter. Now they've switched, and Mia loses her, and Flo knocks it in. And there's a bit of youth versus a bit of experience.
The other thing I noticed about Flo in the first half is how her basketball IQ is so high. She was able to steal the ball a few times just by anticipating the Reading play.
Yeah, I would also say, Nick, that physically her conditioning is probably the best in the division, and maybe in 2 or 3 divisions as well. She's, you know, known behind the back, or just comes out. Who's going to come up with it? Yep, and there's that possession again. There's the extra possession, the missed layup. Finds Mia on the wing. 5 seconds to go. Carmen for 3, just comes out. Great rebound. Aurier Amadi coming in. As I said, Aurier managed to get a minute with her before the game, and she went from Henley College to Notts, did her undergrad in biomedical science, I think, and then thought, you know what? I haven't had enough yet. Gone to Bristol and done another undergrad in medicine. There we go. Good defense again.
Good block.
Foul called, 1 second on the buzzer.
I think that's a tough call.
They're all tough if you're the players, aren't they? In comes young Jessie Ford. Just outside Bristol from Marlborough. Nice looking shot. Hannah's been in the league for a long time. I've recognised Hannah's face from many, many years in the divisions. Good rebound there by Eugenie. Oh. Aurier throws it out of bounds, 21 seconds to go.
It was a good look, but teammates weren't on the same page. "20 seconds left for Reading. They try and use the entire shot clock.
Yeah, they want to take the last shot here, probably on about 5 seconds or something. Candela. I was just going to praise her footwork then. Flo is going to pull up and shoot that one, and she has nearly made it. I think, for me, Nick, you know, it's a tough quarter, that one. Bristol had signs of life there in the last 2 minutes and only scored 8 points. They've gone 11, 17 and 8, which is tough. That's, you know, after Rockets have started poorly with 11 points and 13, then 22, 18. So it looks as though the Rockets offense is starting to get rolling a bit, but more importantly, defensively, they are really putting the clamps on now, and just the type of shots that Bristol are getting are becoming more difficult rather than easier. So it's going to be interesting now, and this first 5 minutes, you know, these games are never done, and there's enough quality on both teams to make a real run at, you know, if Bristol make a run here, could be interesting. But I just think with this Rockets team as they're going at the minute, defensively they're a real handful. So be interesting to see what we've got coming out and in the next minute or two.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what Bristol do in this fourth quarter in terms of, it's when you're down 20, you have, or close to 20, you have to try and become the instigator in how the game is progressing. So we saw them go to zone. I don't think it quite worked as they wanted it to. What do they do in this fourth quarter to try and get back into this game and stamp their own identity? I think we saw Silver come into that game, do really well on the boards, got that block right at the end as well. I think she offers that team something they don't quite have anywhere else. So whether she plays a big role in the fourth, let's see.
Yeah, it's. I think from what I've seen, it's Bristol going to need to knock down some shots. They're going to need to get some confidence. They're going to have Rockets have to lull, you know. And when you look at the girls coming out, Aurier, number 6, just has absolutely the right approach to how you come out in this game, and she will fly up and down. If they get a couple of stops and knock a few shots down, and then this young Rockets team with only one girl at university age out there on the floor at the moment, well, there could be an interesting last 5 minutes.
So Reading will get us started in the fourth. Nice backdoor screen. Hand off.
Yeah, that's a tough move. Yeah, that's a really good call as well. We're not seeing that called enough, and in those one-on-ones where you're just defender gets hold of your arm and stops the pass going out to where the shooter can catch and shoot it. I think it's a really good call. And the referees have managed this game really well so far.
Yeah, I agree.
What do I know, but... Yeah.
Nice read on that.
Yeah, and there it is again, and that's the wide open 3. And Thompson with a great rebound. Well done, Mia. And
I think that's the really positive thing about this Rockets performance in the second half in particular, is that not only are they executing so well, they're finding so many good shots, but they're winning second chances by grabbing offensive rebounds and making the hustle plays.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, nice out of bounds, isn't it? And you know, that comes from the Friday evening practice at 8 o'clock at night when there's 6 of you in the gym and, you know, you've got to go to work on stuff. And, you know, credit to these girls. And Carmen, number 11 here, is now defending Flo against all these screens. Yeah, good defense, but it comes back too easy. And Flo's just missed that one. Good rebound, Annabelle. Yeah, tough rebound as well. I think Carmen, number 11 there, has been, you know, known to all the WABL teams as very talented young player from Valencia and from a big basketball family. 6 of them, all 6 play for the Orange for Valencia. Just dislocated her thumb about 3 weeks ago, Nick, and has tried to do as best she can to manage that. Good drive. Oh, offensive foul. You know what? That's a tough one.
Yeah, I think I agree on that one.
Oh, I think it was on the screen, Nick. It wasn't on the offense. Okay.
So before the shot, that makes sense.
Yeah. We'll let the referees carry on. The other thing you'll see, Nick, is there's 4 different girls handling the ball for Rockets. The skill level is good.
I actually I picked that up when Gabby went off the floor earlier and Bristol were pressuring full court, how well they shared the ball handling duties.
Yeah. And what you'll often find in these divisions, like Flo is the main ball handler for her team.
Great pass from Flo.
Yeah. Yeah, Lucia coming back in. Nice situation to be in for Coach Luca to bring his... and if anyone can see that, I'm not sure if we can put it into words. We're talking at the academy at the moment a lot about the thinking and the feeling when you're attacking the basket. There's a difference between dribbling towards and attacking, and I think you see that best in Sitota in number 12. She puts it on the floor and she finds space and she attacks. And then it causes the referee has to call a foul, or, you know, maybe it's an offensive foul, but you're 100% committed to that choice you make. And Alan would be super pleased to see that. And 1.
Great play.
Yeah,
the other thing I picked up on her is, and I think it's exactly because of what you're saying, how effectively she attacks the basket, is how much contact she goes through on a regular basis. Well, every time she goes to the hoop, she's hacked a lot of the time, and she does a great job of putting up with that.
Yeah, in fact, I was talking with Coach Keane about it, and one of the stats, particularly for the men that we were looking at and how they can improve, is fouls drawn, and because it shows an intention to make the other team struggle to defend you, as Annabelle gets the roll there. And that's the intention about, you know, putting it on the floor and attacking, that you're making yourself hard to defend rather than dribbling to a spot and hoping you make a shot.
Good ball movement from Bristol.
Look at that, though. Flo's normally going to knock those in as well. She's looking tired, but she's got a lot of weight on her shoulders for that. Let's clean that one. Loose shot there, and
great pass.
Yeah, I was going to say to you, Nick, if you look at, if we just take Candela, a number of the Rockets girls, including Lucy, we've got shooting open threes, nice inside passing. Left-hand finish there, Nick, but you'd have liked that. It missed, but good attempt. But the range of skills, I think, is really interesting for people to You know, it's good to see it when you now got YouTube everywhere. That you've got Sito has just handled the ball in a transition pick and roll. She's passed inside. She's made a three. She's attacked from the perimeter one-on-one, face-to-face. So there's a variety of skills as well as defensive rebound and passing in transition. I think this is what everyone's seeing, and what in England we're certainly moving towards, is this is a game of complete skill. You can do things with some limits, as we know. Some people have made careers on it. But equally, this is a game where skill is the winner. So good to see it on show here. Good defense.
Yeah, and I think that you see that across all levels of basketball now as well, from the kind of very, very elitist levels all the way down to grassroots, is that trend of not necessarily having to play set positions or height necessarily if you don't want to. I think the acceptance that skill can win games is much more there now.
Yeah, and there's some great examples all over the world now, aren't there? In EuroLeague with Carl Hines playing centre at 6'4", but the skill set. There's the obvious ones in the NBA, but it's very interesting that is now starting, I think, to filter through as Aurier goes for a pair.
I think one of the interesting ways I heard about describing this trend is positions being more about who you can defend than how you play or how you operate on offense. Yeah,
absolutely. And, the update on that is Bristol are now 6 for 20 from the line. Might be 6 for 21. I'm not sure how quick that goes up, but it's about 6 for 20, and that's a struggle. But they've taken a lot less in this second half than they have in the first. So I think again that shows Rockets defense. And nice drop pass from Candela. 3 seconds to go. Sito just blows that one. As Erin pushes it up the floor to Aurier.
First step travel.
Yeah. I don't think Mai was thinking the same thing there either. Bristol, Nick. Note to Bristol Flyers as well, their new arena, soon to be. I'm sure we'll be seeing a number of these ladies playing in a huge conference centre in the years to come. That'd be fantastic for them and their programme. They've done a wonderful job down there.
Yeah, what a great facility that looks to be for the city in general. Just the football stadium, the basketball arena.
Yeah.
And I think something I like to see as well is how Bristol wasn't always a hotbed of basketball, but since the Flyers have launched, what a incredible city that's become for basketball. Yeah,
absolutely. And good knowledge as well, Nick. You've been around a long time, probably pre-Bristol days maybe, actually. Your early playing days. So I think, really important to see what they've done at the college, SGS.
Nice pass.
Yeah. At the college, SGS has invested a lot into basketball. Their academy now under the watch of Chris Bourne, I think. But what's the most joyous thing, I think, when you go to watch their games, if you're at a BBL game, and if you haven't been there, go and watch and catch a Div 1 women's game as well. But you'll see a lot of young children, and the future for them is fantastic. So, it's really good to see, and we need more of that in this country. So well done, Bristol.
Good defense.
Yeah, Eugenie just struggling a little bit there, isn't she? Like, just needs a little bit more work on and to clean up her finishing. She's got some really good position, athletic, long.
Gary comes off the pit.
Yeah,
ball movement,
and that is Thompson for 3. And
nice.
You know, there's a conversation with Mia all the time, and the coaches are just saying to her, just go and be brave. Be ready to shoot. Oh, nice move.
Handle.
Yeah. And there's the thing for the young player right there. So Mia knocks down a 3 and then gets beaten. All ends up, gives up a 2. So you're still +1 for that possession, but you've got to add weight to your offense by playing defense the next possession. Nothing easy. Yeah.
That's what we talked about, attacking the
Yeah,
basket as well, drawing
yeah.
3 defenders
Yeah.
there.
You know, and that's the tough thing. That is all about Candela and the experience of Candela, our captain, their number 9. She's doing the same thing for Bucks Union. They're within 2 games of maybe being in the top division of university basketball. And in no short effort from her and Lucia, number 5. They're a great combo, and their attitude towards the team and everything else is just, and the university's brilliant. We're really proud of that link and very proud of these 2 young women.
.24 ball game for Reading.
Yeah. Ooh. Again, you know, the bravery. Candela's now attacked the basket, I think 4 times, and we've had 2 or 3 wide open threes. Good composure. Yeah. Yeah, and this game's winding down now, and in comes Jenny. Jenny, number 6, Jenny Dorney-Savage. She's been playing National League for many years and around the local leagues as well. And she's just come back from quite a lengthy spell of illness. So good to see her out on the floor. Good competitor. Super athlete as well. The 22-point ball game. Yeah, not being baited into shooting too early.
Yeah, using the clock
5
nicely.
seconds to go. Good clock knowledge. Not good clock knowledge. Never mind. And
it's a funny one at this point in the game with
Yeah.
the scoreline as it is the time off the clock more valuable than the points?
yeah, I mean, I think it is, isn't it? Because the game runs out and you're done. So the clock management, and I would say that's something in our country that we need to do a really good job of managing that and helping our young players understand that, you know, time, score, it's a really important thing. In the background, because he's Solent Kestrels coming into the building one by one. Sure, they'll have a few supporters just coming up the M3. Is that right, Nick? Is it the M3?
It is.
Yeah.
I can confirm I live on the M3 too.
Must be noisy.
It is.
Look at that. 22
Good
down.
hustle.
Good shot. Ooh. I want to say thank you to the 2025 of you that have been watching the game, wherever you're from. Also shout to Flo Ward's parents, because they are in at the back of the gym, right at the back there. And I would say there's probably not any parents that have ever travelled further over a player's career. They have been to every European country we've ever been to. There's Gabby.
Some of the untold stories of British basketball is the people like that who do give everything for the sport.
Yeah, absolutely. And just wonderful to see. And, you know, Flo was originally from Southampton, so she's a Solent. I think there were sons maybe at the time then, I can't remember, with Michael Ball and CJ in the early days. So they'll be proud of her, as always.
So 22-point game as the clock reaches just over 40 seconds now left. Good effort from Bristol there, picking off a pass.
Yeah.
Still hustling.
Yeah, I'm going to say really good officiating there as well. For what it's worth in my knowledge, I think I might be qualified, but great. Really good, like frustrating last 35 seconds. Mai's got an open layup and she's had some contact from behind her, and the referee just waited to see and then just called it to. But not only that, I'm not sure if you pick it up on the camera, but he's just had a little quiet word and said, yep, I saw it, I've got it, you know, and just reassured her. I think it's really, really good officiating. Totally different game, Nick, from Rockets being, I think, 9 down, was it? Maybe 10? 8 to 9 down?
Yep.
Earlier than the second quarter. Totally different game, and a credit to the group of young women and the coaches as well, who managed to stay with it. Tough handoff. Yeah. Good look by Gabby.
Heads up play.
And
tough shot.
yeah. Ayana Ned, I think I pronounced her name right. Ayana coming in, not played too much. Good rebound by Jenny, and foul called. And this will be a pair of free throws with 6 seconds to go. And then you'll be seeing, that is Nick Richards right there, the lefty American who had a terrific game against Solent in the National Cup final. The Rockets got to 14 down and two shots to get it to within a 10-point game, and sadly it ran out. But this could be a very interesting contest, and it'll be good to see the Rockets and Kestrels having their competition again. And it's been going on for many years over many age groups, and it's wonderful, and it really keeps South basketball really fresh and right up in the in people's minds. Good job to see Jenny knock that one in. I should imagine that'll probably be the last shot. Maybe not. No. No. Doesn't count. Just after the buzzer. Your final thoughts, Nick, on that one?
Just unbelievable performance from Reading there. I think it was a real show of mental strength to turn that lead around. They came in, and Bristol played incredibly well in that first half to go up the 8 to 10 points we talked about. Flo Ward, impressive for Bristol. Really strong show of ball handling and shooting from her. Teammates did a good job too, but I think Reading just executed too well. They pressured too well in the full court defence. And anything from you, Matt, in terms of what stood out for you for the game?
Yeah, I mean, there's 7 girls, 8 girls that scored 7 or more, 6 or more, and Candela, who's the captain, played 37 minutes, scored 6 points, but contributed in so many other areas as well. And I think it's really good, Nick, to see the sort of when you see teams like the Rockets women's team, they're all able to contribute in a variety of ways, as you alluded to. And it's such a great example to see. So young players can see, you know, you can compete at your age isn't the thing, it's your skill and the way you think. And I think that's something we talk to a lot of the academy guys about, is get your thinking right and other great things will follow.
So 67 played 46 for Reading win today. They stood at 5th in the table, getting slightly closer to Thames Valley, I believe, who sit above them. Signing off for Nick Whitfield for this game.
Yep.
Any final thoughts from you, Matt?
No, thanks for being with us, Nick, as well. And we look forward to, in about an hour's time, or just under an hour, then we'll be live here with you and myself in the first half, and maybe a little guest presenter in the second half. So, yeah, YouTube and Reading Rockets, and share it out, and let's have a really good time this afternoon.
Great. Thanks, everyone. Cheers.
Thanks, Nick.
Bye-bye.